It's probably.
Mayor Myers, we're live.
Oh, yeah.
We're live.
I'm swear off.
Everybody, this meeting is back in order. Okay, let's move on. We've got code enforcement. The first code enforcement case, Ms. Taylor, you would start up.
This case is for 100 Lakeshore Drive. It's George C. Miller III. These pictures were taken, November 21st, 2006. It's for the motorhome, a crane. This picture I was taken by myself on April 9th, 2026. This photo was also taken by myself on April 9th, 2026. The property, excuse me. From looking in the file, I can only determine that the property was not in compliance on 12/26/2006 and was possibly in compliance on January 23rd, 2007. So that would make the fine $700, and staff is recommending to reduce it to $0 because Mr. Miller wishes to sell his home so he can move on also. I didn't look at the property today, so I don't know what type of condition it's in. I know he's got a tarp in the driveway where he's getting rid of a lot of things. Donating a lot of them to the thrift store. The administrative cost is $203.12. And there is a gentleman here that wants to speak whenever you're ready.
Okay, thank you. Yes, go ahead, Commissioner Moore.
I move that we reduce the fine to $0, in light of the fact that we don't really have all of the, information here. I'm not really sure about compliance, and plus the fact that this was almost 20 years ago, almost 20 years ago. And also just to help expedite Mr. Miller's relocation.
But are we reducing the administrative cost also?
Yes, $0.
The entire,
administrative cost.
okay, I will second that.
So he's paying the city?
Right.
Yes,
No, that's what the recommendation is. That's the motion, is that he pays nothing.
right, and if I could just share with the commission, Mr. Miller is in very poor health. He called me the day before yesterday. He was in Palatka Hospital. He is trying to relocate to a continuing care retirement facility. He's been hospitalized a number of times in the last 6 months. He's the same age as my late uncle. He's 80 years old. So I think these two cases are pretty similar, that we need to just facilitate the property turnover.
They're similar except for the fact that the last one that was here, now, of course, they're not in compliance, but they have a hardship need also.
Yep.
And we still charge them a portion of that. And so that's my concern, that, we go back and forth and setting precedent. And we talked about this some time ago about setting it to $0 and not including at least the administrative cost.
Well, my biggest thing is it was 20 years ago.
It was, and so
Administrative
that
cost.
brings on another question is, we don't really know. I think there has to be some different clarification other than the fact that this is a hardship. So
I didn't
you're
say
having,
hardship.
you didn't.
I made the motion.
Somebody, I know you did. Somebody else did. So my concern is, with this, Pam, you have no way of proving when he came into compliance, correct?
Correct.
Because I read through the file, it does not show that he was in compliance. I don't even know if he was in compliance on 12307, was he?
I don't know.
Okay, I read some of Mr. Bob Shares, who was the code enforcement at that time, and it looked like he was still not in compliance, so we don't even know when he came into compliance.
Right.
Is the property in compliance today?
As far as I know.
In all aspects? Are there any other liens on the property? Is there any
No.
outstanding anything on the property?
No.
I'm just thinking that we need to make sure we have enough information here so that, and Mr. Holmes,
Ma'am,
do you have any, words of wisdom on this one? Again, we need a policy, and so, Mr. Martin,
We've made notes of that.
please, yes.
Yes, we've made notes of that, and we're actually gonna bring something hopefully in June. If I can't have one thing, sir, unless you have something to say, sorry.
go ahead.
No, go ahead, sir.
No, I do recognize the fact that, that you're talking about something that's very old, but you do seem to be pretty confident that there was a compliance date 1/23/07. Is that right?
In the file, it has a note
See,
that, look at it.
And we have no,
no, and that,
you know, I mean,
there's, you have in here, there's a note that says that the file states that the fine will continue until the violations are corrected, that does not state when the violations were corrected.
So that's problematic, and that would be more persuasive to me than the other
Okay,
factors, that hardship factors and things. So, I mean, I probably would, from my perspective, could see more concern with trying to enforce this one than I did the other one, although I do think it's very dangerous for you to waive admin costs. I mean, she's got time,
yes.
she had time in the last one, and, you know, it's hard for you to talk about. On the one hand, people aren't obeying your codes, and they got motorhomes in the yard and all of this, and then when they come up here with a code case and say, we'll reduce the fine, we reduce it, so, or wipe it out, so just, you know, that's just,
Let's see, what fine?
yeah, exactly.
What fine?
So,
Can I add to that or
Yes,
ask a question? I'm sorry, Mayor, thank you very much. Pam, in January of 2027, what happens to this case?
It would become null and void.
So what happens to the administrative cost at that time?
They're null and void also.
Okay, thank you.
There's a note in the file that says board met, fine continues, and that was 1/23/07. Some of these pictures here, this crane, and I don't know what was left when the board met, because it doesn't explain in this note what was left. That crane was not on Mr. Miller's property. He never should have been cited for it.
Let me ask you a question. How often did you go out there and look at that property? Over, as long as you've been in Crescent City and as long as you've been in
I have
Current.
been by there quite often. I've cited Mr. Miller at least twice,
okay,
possibly 3 times in the past 9 years. But he's always brought the property in compliance before it went to the code board or the special magistrate.
did he not know this lien was in place?
He did not know. And he's got bad health. I've talked to him in the city manager's office. We talked to him together. He just would like a clear title now, and he's aware that it would go away in January in case he can find a buyer for his house immediately.
I would have less heartburn about this one than I did the last one in terms of you zeroing it out. I mean, they're right, 20 years, the lien is no longer valid. So, I mean, you know,
well, and if we talk about the administrative costs, you're tallying up administrative costs for back in 2006 and 2007, but you weren't here. We're charging them at this year's rates, right?
I calculated that in my
Okay.
affidavit cost.
Did you calculate it based on your rates or Mr. Shared? Because the city still spent money on administrative costs, so is it based on his or yours?
It was based on the price per hour online.
Okay.
Not on 2007, I don't know what they charged then.
Right.
Yeah, I'll forward one more point.
I'll open it up in just a moment.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Is there anything else you need to add to this, Pam?
I don't think so.
Okay, commissioners, do you have any more questions of Pam? No? Very good. Okay, if we have public comment at this time, thank you.
This is when it came for tonight. Charles Bell on behalf of Skip Miller. I've known Skip a long time. I don't recognize anybody here that grew up here. And they, okay. Then you'll remember the hurricanes of 2004.
I was city commissioner then, yes.
During the hurricanes of 2004, Skip Miller opened up his diesel reserves and let this city dip into his diesel reserves for 500 gallons. He wasn't thanked. He wasn't compensated for this. And he never asked for any. But what sticks on him is the administrative cost of his time. Now, one option you could take is replace the 500 gallons of diesel. That's about $2,250. And just compensate, take out for the fine and pay in the balance. But he's not asking for that. But you should remember what he did for us when we were in a world of something bad. There was no replacement in the city, no thanks from the city, but you also had no sewage in your houses. He kept the sewage system in this city running by providing fuel that was not coming for another 10 days. I remember that too. Our power was out for 10 days. So I would just, if nothing else, just a small thank you to this man as he shuffles off to retirement. Just clear the decks on this and let him go. Thank you.
Do we have any other speakers? Okay, seeing no one come forward, we're gonna close public comment. Okay, we have a motion to reduce this to 0, and we have a second. The motion was made by Commissioner Lori, the second was made by Commissioner DeVito. So I'm gonna ask if there's no further discussion from anyone for a roll call.
Commissioner DeVito,
Aye.
Vice Mayor Lori,
Aye.
Commissioner Moore,
Aye.
Commissioner Burton, Mayor Myers.
Aye. Okay, so
Approved.
reduce to 0 as we go forward. Please make sure that you bring something at the next meeting that gives us a mechanism so that we're not in a situation that we, while we are very grateful and appreciative of everything that Mr. Miller has done, and we know he is a good man. He is a good man. We got a lot of good people here that we just have to be careful as we go down this path.
Yes, ma'am.
So please make sure that you give something in here so that we have fair and equitable across the board.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Okay, let's move on.
All right. I can take it from here, ma'am?
Yes, sir, go ahead.
Thank you so much. All right, so next on our business item is going to be Civic Plus. This is an updated, talking about the updated rates. The way this came about, of course, was when we had talked about the LDC, and why the LDC was not in our community code after we requested it. And so through further investigation and lots of discussion, we found out that the reason it wasn't because they wanted a one-time fee. In looking at our account, they also realized that they have not billed us in the last year for our online code access, which is formerly $450, and our administrative support fee, which is formerly $350. With that being said, though, I do want to caveat that every year we are billed $7,924.77 for social media archiving service. I did find that out the last time we paid this was in August of 2025. I'm gonna investigate that a little bit further, and I'm gonna come back to you all on that. Additionally, they have a new benefit, and they believe it will serve us better. Right now, we're paying on a per page basis at those flat rate fees, which we have not been billed at. I put in my briefing sheet for you. Let me get back to my briefing sheet. The online bundle is $1,195. That replaces separate online access and administrative fees and expands our online capabilities with Unicode, with Civic Plus, and an annual flat rate for supplementation, which covers yearly supplementation for both code and Unified Code Development, that's at $1,700. The ask tonight is for the commission to approve us to move forward in getting the contract and vehicle set up for us to start in our new fiscal year after our budget season in October 1st, with the total amount currently right now being at $2,895. Another large item that we have to discuss, which we will bring up in our budget season and our workshops coming up, is a one-time LDC publication cost of $8,500. Right now, I am not asking to spend that money or entertain it. We have to discuss that further, and I want to bring some more information to you all in regard to that.
Okay,
Commissioner?
so do you need a motion?
Yes.
So you want a motion that you start paying this in October?
I have a recommended motion at the bottom.
Oh, I do see that now. I move that we approve the annual recurring cost of $2,895 for the Allen Code Bundle and flat rate supplementation services, with the new billing beginning in October of 2026. And direct staff to come back with the proposed one-time $8,500 cost for initial land development code publication for further discussion during the upcoming budget workshops.
And you have a second?
I'll second that.
Okay, we have a proper motion and a second. Do we have any, discussion?
Mayor, if I could.
Yes.
I just want to ask for clarification from the city manager. So as I understand it, the $2,895, if you look at the first page of your briefing sheet, that is items 1 and 2 added together, the online bundle subscription
Yes, ma'am.
and the annual flat rate for supplementation. So
Yes,
it
ma'am.
would be covered.
Yes,
And
ma'am.
then the other thing that I heard you say, but I wasn't sure I understood it correctly, what about that archiving for social media?
That is something that's been reoccurring here for the city for a while. It was billed out last year, and we paid it in August
We paid it August of
of 2025.
25,
Yes,
so, and that is also performed by the same company?
that is performed by the same company.
Okay,
And I need to do homework on my end to find out how many years we've been paying that, how long that's been going on, and really everything that entails what we're getting, which I believe what they had wrote in here is that it creates archives, service archives for our social media platforms in case, so we're compliant in case we have FOIA requests, should we get one, that is what it's for.
we all understand that, because that's why we're not on social media as individual commissioners, it's expensive to archive.
Okay,
So to have that Facebook page, it's my understanding, we have to have the archive.
okay.
Yeah. Okay, that's what I wanted to ask, thank you.
And from my conversations with the representatives, right now, of course, we're paying per page. So if we have a lot of work, we're gonna get bigger bills. Those flat fees are just the subscriptions. When we do this $28.95, we'll be able to send them everything weekly, and they're not gonna charge us anything extra, so we can load them up. I am a little concerned about the $8,500 for the LDC, just saying that out loud.
That was my next question. I mean, if we go in and we do this and we're changing our account with them, do you not have any negotiation power with that?
I
I
will,
mean, can
I
you
will.
work on that? Because that's very important that we
Yes.
get that.
Yes,
That's very important.
and I will. That's something that's the first thing I'm gonna do. A good foot forward is adding these new subscriptions. And then moving forward with negotiations, I'll see if we can save any money there. So yes, ma'am,
But they do have kind of a monopoly on them,
they do.
They do.
and they keep buying other companies.
The other question,
And they
again,
do.
and I'm sorry, I'm always learning and I appreciate y'all teaching me things, but the LDC has to be publicly put out, correct? Our land development code.
What do you mean publicly put out?
Well, we have it on our website. Does it have to legally go into the Muni code and be codified there? So I'm just wondering if we have to.
Codified it already,
Yeah, if
so.
it's passed as an ordinance, it's already law,
Okay,
but the codification, you may have an ordinance that says that you're requiring yourselves to put everything in the Muni code, I don't know.
okay,
But it is a law when they pass and adopt it,
okay.
so.
So I'm just wondering if we have to spend the money for that, or if we can dedicate a page on our website, which we are going to bring to you all in June, the upgrade and the cost that we're looking at doing, if we can just dedicate a page to our LDC. and have facts in there on the open
Okay, well,
standard.
let's look into
Yeah,
that, let's look
okay.
into that, because the only thing about the community code is it cross-references.
Right.
That
So
that
if
is
you
correct.
have it in there, you've got cross-reference, if you
Yeah,
don't have it in
that is
there, then it's
correct.
not cross-referencing with anything, and so
Right.
you're not sure
Conflicts.
if there's
Okay.
conflicts,
Okay.
which we've already
Fair enough.
Yes.
come across.
Yes,
Okay?
ma'am. Fair enough.
Exactly right.
Thank you.
Okay, so we have a proper motion on the table and a second.
Commissioner DeVito,
Aye.
Vice Mayor Lori,
Aye.
Commissioner Moore,
I,
Commissioner Burton,
Aye.
Mayor Myers.
Okay, so approved. Move on to the next one.
Thank you, Mayor. The next one, of course, you have my briefing sheet for security-related building upgrades. This is funding request for security enhancements. The purpose of this is to approve funding needed to implement priority safety and security upgrades to city facilities, consistent with the issues discussed during our April 15th closed session held pursuant to Florida law regarding security system plans. Background is, of course, during the closed session, staff reviewed the city's current security posture and identified several needs to improve readiness and protection of employees, visitors, and city assets. And so I am asking the commission to approve $12,000 for us to utilize for our building security upgrades, which will include minor access control improvements, new security lock replacements, expanded key card, possible key card access points, door hardware updates, interior and exterior visibility and safety measures, safety-related signage, emergency equipment mounting and facility readiness improvements, and also contingency for minor installation and configuration cost, and of course, updated security systems. The $12,000 can be accommodated within our current fiscal budget under the Better Place Fund, or the discretionary fund, as other people call it as well. No amendment is anticipated unless directed by the commission.
Mayor, I'd like to make a motion.
Okay, Commissioner DeVito has made a motion to accept.
Well, I was gonna make
Go
a
ahead. Okay, go
specific
ahead.
motion, because I don't
Go
I
ahead.
want to make a specific motion. I move to approve the expenditure of $12,000 from the Better Place Plan Fund for security-related building upgrades presented by staff as follows. And I want to include in my motion the 5 bulleted items, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 at the top of the page, the city manager just read, and authorize the city manager to proceed with procurement and implementation.
I'll second that.
We have a proper motion by Commissioner DeVito and a second by Commissioner Lori. Commissioners, do you have any discussion? Any input on this? I don't see cameras.
Part in there.
Huh?
It's in there.
Where? I don't see cameras. And I'm asking, would that be under security
Yes, ma'am.
systems?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I want to make sure that
We got it.
I've asked for cameras for 5.5 years.
We've got quotes on it, several companies, we know which one we're gonna go with, we're ready to go,
Okay,
we're
I
ready to go.
just want to make sure that we have cameras that actually work
Yes,
and that we can grab information from.
yes, and we will have that, live video feed.
Okay,
And the only thing, and I'll be honest, we've discussed this, the only thing we're gonna have to come back later after we do the budget is the security access key cards. We've got several quotes from companies. That doesn't change our security apparatus or what we're doing. We'll still be able to have success with what we want. That was something we added, so we'll be good.
okay. If there's no further discussion,
Commissioner Burton,
Aye.
Commissioner Moore,
I,
Vice Mayor Lori,
Aye.
Commissioner DeVito,
Aye.
Mayor Myers.
aye. Okay,
So
so
approved.
thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. May I proceed, ma'am?
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much. The next on our list is, on your briefing sheet, we have ARBNet, ARBNet being a website, ARBNet Level 1 Arboretum Accreditation. The purpose of this is, of course, Level 1 Arboretum Accreditation recognizes organizations that meet foundational standards of an arboretum. It signals a formal commitment to tree care, public engagement, and collection management. Cities, parks, schools, universities, cemeteries, zoos, and entire towns worldwide participate in the program. This is something that has been recommended and brought to the commission by our tree and garden board. I have laid out the requirements for what the accreditation entails. It is a free process. You have to have an arboretum plan, a governing group, a designated manager, a labeled plant collection, which I know I had spoken individually with you all in my meetings about this. The only cost that could come about is in the labeling of the 25 different taxa. However, there are free options through ArtNet's website to be able to do it for free through their website. It can be as detailed or as minimal as possible. We have a couple plans that's approved for us to kind of look at some of these options. And of course, also annual tree-related event. Most of the items, if not all, we currently already have. The only thing that would need to be outlined directly would be an arboretum plan from the Tree and Garden Board. Governing group, we already have through the Tree and Garden Board. Designated manager can be a volunteer or a staff member. We already have a couple people that had said that they would volunteer to do that from the residents from the city. The label plant collection, which I just talked about, and of course our annual public tree related event, which currently we have Arbor Day, so that would cover that. The application process, once submitted online, of course, there is no fee. It usually takes about 4 weeks to get a decision. Accreditation is valid for 5 years, and it can also be upgraded. I will tell you from my research and talking to my state representative right now with FDACS, I love my acronyms, but that is where we got our $5,000
Florida
tree.
Department of Agriculture and Consumer Services.
Thank you very much, ma'am. They did say that having an arboretum does hold weight when it comes to getting further grants for our tree canopy. If it's something we're gonna look at into later, it might be able to help us. I don't know how much, but it was said that it does hold weight. I gave examples of course, public engagement activities, and of course, my recommendation is for allowing us to pursue the ARBNet Level 1 to enhance our public engagement and strengthen the tree program in the city.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, commissioners. Do you want to discuss this first before we,
Um,
go ahead.
I make a motion that we accept the city manager's recommendation to apply to ARBNet for level 1 Arboretum status. And I assume, did you have a specific location in mind? Because I can't find mine.
It can actually be citywide. One thing that we were discussing was the creation of a digital map that can be put on the website. That will actually take care of our taxa and labeling the taxa through a digital platform. It's actually the cheapest way to do it.
Okay, so then I'll just finish my motion with the precise boundaries to be determined by the city manager.
Yes.
Second.
Okay, we have a proper motion by Commissioner DeVito and a second by Commissioner Lori. Do we have any discussion? And you're saying that you can get this free, the labeling?
Yes, ma'am. And the plan is actually pretty simple. Using Google Maps, we can actually create a Google Map walkway. And the biggest thing is that most of these taxa, most of these trees are in our parks. So we can really kind of showcase our parks and tell people, here's where you can go to see, boom, 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 boom.
Is this gonna place any restrictions on homeowners?
No, it is not. None at all.
This is only on
This is
public property?
public property.
Public property?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
And it's not just trees, it's plants.
It's-
Correct. It's not just trees.
Right.
It is-
I know.
So Eva Lion Park already has about 20 taxa in it.
It has the majority.
Yes.
Yeah, and then of course our new trees that we have over on our walkway.
And Sunrise Park and
Correct.
Right, and
The Google
apparently,
map, my map is not hard to make.
No.
apparently we have something that's been identified as very special, the cycads, the Kunti.
Cooney firm, the Cooney firm?
Well, it's actually not a fern, it's a cycad, but what people refer to as, I know.
They call it
I call it Guinea
Um,
Fern, it's not fern.
Apparently, it appears that would count as a taxa, and those are considered very notable, something that you would want to let people who are interested in gardening know that you have. So, anyway,
Okay, thank you.
just a lot of different things.
Okay, do we have no further discussion? I'll open it up for public comment. Do we have anybody in the audience that would like to comment on this? Seeing no one come forward, I'm gonna close public comment.
Commissioner DeVito,
Aye.
Vice Mayor Lori,
Aye.
Commissioner Moore,
Aye.
Commissioner Burton. Aye. Mayor Myers.
Aye,
So approved.
so, thank you. Okay. Next.
Thank you, ma'am. Next, you have a briefing sheet that has, it's called Project, Economic Development Rehabilitation Project. when Steve and I was working with our counterparts that we were finalizing a report on some financial policies and having a good discussion, we actually asked one of the representatives from FSU, one of the students who currently works on the state level with ARPA, to see if she could look at some of our obligations in our report, because Steve and I wasn't really sure, we just haven't done one of those closeout reports before. I know I haven't, and I think last time Steve did the review, it was Brillhart that did the report.
Yeah, him and I, we worked on it.
Okay, and this is our SLFRF compliance report for 2026. The period report ends in March, this was due by April 20th. We had it completed prior to that deadline. In that, we also found that there were funds left over in ARPA that were not utilized because other appropriations were utilized in lieu of for some of the water lines that took care of the replacement of fire hydrants that we originally had money for. Sorry for that word salad. So, with that being said, when we did the math, it came out to a little bit under 90,000. I think it was 89,000 and change, or 88,000 and change, almost 89,000. What Steve and I did in the proper reporting was that we took the monies and we put in current period obligations and current expenditures under the economic development rehabilitation projects. Long story short, the city has almost $89,000 to spend specifically on the rehabilitation of commercial properties for economic development impact to stimulate, small business development. So we have that money available to us, and we have it until December 31st of 2026. This year.
To spend.
Wait a second,
Yes,
so they're going to allow us to reallocate that $88,000.
Correct,
And that's for us to determine how we're gonna reallocate that money, correct?
correct.
And so what's your recommendation is?
The recommendation,
I'm a little confused here.
okay, the recommendation is, so you had two projects that were still open, all the rest were closed, and I've given you a report that shows that our recipient profile. So under the ambulance station feasibility, that was already closed out, that had nothing left for obligations expenditure 00, that was already done. The other was the economic development rehabilitation projects, that was still open, showing at less than 50%. The other was,
Less than 50% utilized.
Yeah.
Correct?
Correct.
Okay.
correct. The other was the South Main water main project, that was already expended and finished.
Okay.
Prospect Street, of course, that one was already finished as well. And then the other was North Main water main design, that was completed and spent. The one that had money left, the other was the fire hydrant repair and replace. We had originally repair, replace 22 leaking or non-functioning fire hydrants. We currently have 3 fire hydrants that were not replaced, that were purchased, that are sitting at Public Works ready to be put in the ground. I don't know why they weren't or what the issues were at the time. However, we have funds that we can expend to put those in the ground and take care of those for upgrade. And whatever funds are left, we have to put into the availability to put those into commercial properties for economic development.
Mayor, could I ask a question?
Yes.
This is where I get confused. The money that is left is from fire hydrant repair and replace that says expenditure subcategory provision of government services. But you seem to be saying now the money that is left from this can only be used for repairing and replacing commercial properties for economic development.
That is where we put it in the report. The main thing, knowing, because we can go in and change that when we do a final report before they
See,
even
that's
hear.
where the confusion's
Right.
coming in, is because you're telling us where we're gonna spend this money is what that appears to be.
That was the only option left because all the others were closed out. They were
Okay, so
covered.
that's all that they will allow us to put this money into is for that?
Yes, correct.
Okay, well, that makes more sense.
Sorry.
That
Yes.
makes more sense, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, we have to obligate it.
Yes,
Right, so.
I'm sorry about that.
That's okay,
Commissioner.
that's okay, I'm sorry, it's just a little confusing.
Right, so Mayor, if I could,
Yes.
we're talking about, seems to be, these pages aren't numbered, but it seems to be on the second page, project name, Economic Development Rehabilitation Projects. That's the one we're talking about, that the money can go to.
That the money can be reallocated to, yes.
Okay, and may I ask a follow-up
Yes.
question? So we have to spend this money by this December?
If we do not spend it, we have to give it back.
Oh, we've been talking about those dates for a long time. Okay, all the way through ARPA. Okay, got it now. Thank you, Mayor.
And thank you, everybody. Okay,
My ask is that you allow us time to bring into June some projects for us to discuss and to approve. Another thing that was brought up on a couple occasions by some of the commissioners is that we could utilize these funds in some of the commercial buildings for economic development, otherwise that the CRA funds couldn't touch, either because we're too low in funds or the scope may be outside of what is allowable through that grant. So we can try to fill the gaps, if you will, with that money.
is this something that can be used, say, we have some properties that for some, whatever reason, at some point, they're in the CRA, but they opted out.
Yes,
Could this money be used for that,
Yes.
for rehabilitation?
yes.
Okay,
Anything
commercial,
for
okay, I
economic
just wanna make sure,
Yes,
for
ma'am.
clarification, I just wanna make
It
sure.
can be limited by the CRA.
And I will say that the reporting apparatus for this and talking with Steve and seeing what's been done in the past before, it is very light. We could make an easy case on what we are gonna spend the funds on, and there really shouldn't be an issue.
And so you're gonna come back to us with a recommendation?
Yes, ma'am.
So do we really need to do anything on this? Yes, yes, sir, Mr. Holmes.
Your time is extremely short.
Very tight.
If you think about the prospect of some form of competitive bidding or some form of appropriate purchasing for the goods and services, and then spending the money, and you're at 6 months right now.
Mhm.
You're really, really, really short.
Well, I can say this, I know that right now, just, this isn't taken into this consideration south, but the central CRA, we have literally $30,000 left. 2 of the applicants ate that $30,000 up with their request already. That's what started the conversation of doing it a little different this year. We have a building that was just purchased right now from a person here in town that he was a little kind of, I wouldn't say disappointed, but came in the meeting and what we can give him through the CRA isn't gonna touch what he needs.
Right.
He now can possibly, if we contact him, can come to the commission and ask for maybe some more funds, because the amount of money that he's specifically gonna put in that building is gonna far exceed anything we're gonna give him. He's gonna be spending hundreds of thousands of dollars, and maybe he asks for 50 to help with putting a roof or putting something else. That's something we're gonna bring to y'all, and then, of course, time frame wise, we would be within that limit. We gotta spend the money before December.
So I guess my question is, how are you going to go about allocating or giving the money in a way that doesn't show favoritism to one property owner?
Correct.
You're gonna have a application process. I mean, you're saying you're blending it over to CRA, which is, you say you're gonna use a CRA as your selection process for determining who gets ARPA funds.
Okay, Mayor, if I could suggest, I'm just gonna throw this out, just my background over the years of ARPA. When I go to League of Cities meetings, I talk to other commissioners and mayors about what they are doing with their ARPA funds. There have not been a lot of tight requirements. Cities did a variety of things. One city just gave out the money like per household.
Yeah.
And what the city manager seems to be suggesting is that using a CRA application, using an existing CRA interest or application would be kind of equivalent to the shovel-ready status that we get when we engage the engineer. In other words, we have a need to spend the money. it just seems to me this would not be unusual for ARPA funds if we had people who were in line and wanted to do things and had already engaged with the city, and that we chose the most shovel-ready, construction-ready projects to move things forward. It doesn't sound to me like that would be out of line as a criteria to use for ARPA funds.
My only concern is that you pick out a person or an owner and you say, we're gonna give you 50 grand, and I've got 3 other owners, you've got 3 other owners out there saying, wait a minute,
Right.
I don't get a chance at this money.
So the last time, and we used ARPA money for this, and we did, economic development projects, and that's where some of that, I mean, the music store, we took care of, removed that. We took care of commercial property on Central and used a lot of the CRA money more for residential. And not for that, so, go ahead.
Well, I'm just gonna say, so you're gonna bring back things back in June, right?
Yes, time is of the essence. I want to bring it back in June.
Well, you're gonna have to.
Yes, absolutely.
I mean, we're discussing what we all kind of need, but why don't we wait till June, see what we've got?
So basically, I think though that we need to, do you need a motion from us to tell us that that's where that money's to reallocate that money to that?
No, I don't need a
You
motion
don't need
there.
it, okay, just wanna make sure you don't need anything from us.
No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
Yes, Commissioner Field.
No, I just said, sounds good to me, and I agree with Commissioner
We were
Burton.
kind of forced that was the only
Okay.
place we could really
So,
spend.
but I also understand where Don's coming from, and
Yes,
so
I
as
do
you
too.
go forward, we have to be very careful that we're not showing favoritism, that these are, competitive, that this is
Well,
all.
but we'll see that once we see what's kind of
Yeah.
happening.
I mean, the city could, the commission could vote to split that money between all the business owners. But I don't know how you would make them do anything that would spur the economic.
Well, you also have to get the money spent.
Right.
That's what I'm trying to,
Right.
what I'm trying to express is my concern is that you're gonna wait till June, talk about it, then you say, well, we're gonna make an application process, and it can be July,
We already have
And the-
applications,
well,
because we already have people applying for
Well,
grants.
let me ask this question,
And they don't have
is there a
enough money to
way,
pay.
because I know the reporting apparatus is
Please
really
speak
light.
into your mic.
I'm sorry. I know the reporting apparatus is really light. I know that we've had discussions about what they've asked for, you know, in their audit or whatever, and it's very, very light. My question is, if it has to be spent before then, can ARPA transfer or give that money to the CRA? Because the CRA.
No.
No, it's
That
not,
can't happen like that? Okay, because the CRA can then divvy, okay,
Mayor,
all right.
if I
Yes.
could,
Go ahead.
ARPA is a piece of ARPA is a piece of legislation, it's not an entity.
Okay.
It's I think it's administered by the Federal Department of the Treasury.
Yes.
ARPA stands for,
American
American
Recovery.
Recovery, Prosperity, whatever act, so it's not an entity. And I guess I agree with Commissioner Burton, I think that if you bring us proposals that property owners have made, whether they're in the CRA or not, to rehabilitate commercial properties for economic development impact and to stimulate small business development, then we should make an effort to fund whatever is ready to go.
Okay, yeah, because
That's my take on it. I don't know about the rest of the commission, and maybe Don will tell us we can't do that.
no, I'm just telling you that
Time is of the essence.
It's,
every good deed. So if you've got applications already in the wings, you've already weighted them, and you've already decided how you're gonna allocate money if you had it, and now you've got money, then I think you're good to go. If not, then it may take you longer than you think it's gonna take to get.
Well, we have to at least try. We don't want to give.
Yeah, I mean,
right.
No, I was not where I was going. I was going, you're on May 14th right now.
Yeah.
And you go ahead and call a special meeting for the end of May to try to see where you are with this, try to gain 2 weeks on it.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. That's up to you.
We're supposed to have all applications in by June 1st.
by June
correct?
1st, correct.
That's all applications come in through the CRA by June 1st. first.
Okay.
Just like we did last time, and then we went around and we assessed all the applications. for the
Okay, so you already have a deadline for
We
application?
do,
Yes.
Okay,
we do, for June first.
all right.
So those will come in, and then if we find that we exceed that amount in the CRA, that's when we can go into this other monies and possibly utilize that to
Fill in the gap.
fill in the gaps.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
Just like we did before. Okay, okay,
But, I mean, Mayor, we need to spend ARPA money
we know that,
even more rapidly than
We
the
got
CRA.
that. We've
Well,
all said that, you
we've
know.
all said that.
All right,
So
we're
we'll
gonna
have to be
spend it.
those things that can be done in a
We've got
timely.
enough needs.
Yes. Okay, workshops, budget timeline, let's get on with this. So do you have recommendations? Somebody got recommendations for us?
Everybody's got one.
Sorry, I hate to move y'all forward, but
well, this
Rich,
is the city manager's item, so I'm
I'm
gonna.
asking, that's why I'm asking.
Okay.
Who has some recommendations for some, and which ones do you need? from
So I was asking staff to give me the timeline from last year. But basically, we'll need 3 days, 3 workshops just for the general fund.
Okay, when will y'all be ready for that? June?
And we're ready to start right away. We've already started our process, so we're ready to bring you.
Okay, commissioners, let's get our calendars out. Anybody have any recommendations?
20th of May. The
Well,
28th and the 29th of May.
okay, I am not available
Yeah, you're not gonna be
until
here.
June 4th.
Okay. June 4th.
I'll let, yeah,
How about June 4th?
I wouldn't, I don't think I am available for a meeting until June 5th. I cannot guarantee you that I can be here.
About June 10th.
June 10th, no. Well, we can do it after.
I don't, not June 10th. it's
Actually,
completely
is there a possibility we can do the first meeting, June 12th, Friday, June 12th?
Friday?
Yes.
You're gonna do that to us?
I just think that
I'm fine with
we're in
that.
agenda week that week,
Yeah.
and the week prior, it's
So that's the day after we have the commission meeting?
absolutely.
Are you kidding me?
Put it all in 1 week rather than stretching it all out.
Okay, you guys.
If you guys are okay with it.
So let's do it, so time do you want? 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock,
It's up to you,
1 o'clock?
whatever's good for you, Mayor.
No, it's not for me,
And
it's
the
for
other
everybody.
commissioners.
After being here till 11 o'clock, so.
I will recommend
Maybe
the
we can
afternoon.
rush it a little bit.
Oh, no. That would be.
I would prefer it in the morning, and so we can get it over
I
with,
think
because this
morning's
isn't Friday.
Now, I will tell you, this first meeting,
No,
this first
being
meeting,
here until 11 o'clock the night before.
the,
I'm sorry. I'm
No,
not gonna go home and get up in less than 8 hours and be here for a meeting.
and
That's 4 or 8 hours.
we have
That's
to
fair.
think of,
Whatever,
Yeah.
y'all just give us a time, for heaven's sakes, it's fine. I mean, what time do you wanna do, 1 o'clock on a Friday afternoon?
That's fine.
1 o'clock sounds great.
Better than
which Friday? The
The
12th?
12th.
the 12th. What was the 12th?
Alrighty.
Also, in that discussion, so,
And how many workshops are you gonna have that day? You have on items, you said you need 3,
I need 3 total,
okay?
so that's gonna cover
Okay,
the
so
first
we're
one
just
for the
gonna do
general.
one on that one.
Yes. And we're gonna need, basically, we're gonna need 3 for each one of our funds.
What?
We're gonna need 3 meetings, three meetings for each one of our funds
So you're saying 9 budget workshops?
between now and September, or August, yes, I believe so.
I'm not really sure I understand that rationale.
At least tentatively a date. We may not need them, and I feel this year we're gonna be much tighter and better suited to bring numbers to y'all much quicker reports.
We've ever had 9 workshops on.
Well,
Okay,
But that's okay, whatever you need, so let's move on. So what do we have the following week in June? What does anybody have the following week
I
availability
can't
in
do the
June?
17th.
The 17th?
I can't do the
You
17th.
can't,
but I
okay.
can do the 16th.
How does the 16th look for everyone?
What time? 8 AM?
6:45?
What do you think?
10 a.m. or 1 p.m. is best suited for the clerk.
Okay,
and I say 1 PM.
On the 16th.
on the 16th. Okay, and we're gonna give you, so right now, we're gonna give you 3 dates, okay?
Okay,
So let's give a third one, everybody.
Next week.
June 18th.
I can do it the morning of June 18th, I can't do it the afternoon of June
No, we
18th,
can.
I have, Wookiees Florida League of Cities.
Yeah, we have.
Oh, that's
We have
true.
planning
We can have
zoning.
VHS.
Yeah, planning that, okay, they have planning and zoning that day.
Oh, that's right, it's somewhere. Sorry,
New phone,
we don't have that.
you know, lost a few things.
But yes, it's on me, like,
That's planning and zoning.
and then,
So what about Thursday, the 25th?
I would, that's getting really close to our, we don't know what we're gonna have for our red, white, and boom, and
oh, that's.
That's usually-
I would like to tie one of the meetings, most likely probably the first one, to our budget, half-year amendment to the budget.
see, I asked you, that's why I asked you. During my workshop, are you gonna need them?
Well, I think we can have a meeting after the workshop for that.
You want a special meeting
I want a
after
special
that,
meeting
okay,
after
so that's 2 on that
Special
day.
meeting on the 12th.
On the
We're
12th.
back on the 12th, and now you're like jamming another one?
All right, we'll move it to the second one, I'm sorry.
No, that's quite all right.
No, we need to get it
I
done, we need to get it done.
Okay.
So,
So I'm gonna do that one at 3 o'clock, okay? So we'll do the special meeting at 3 o'clock so that we can possibly,
on the 12th.
on the 12th, okay? So we've got the 16th, what does everybody look like on the 23rd of June? I'd really like to do it in that 2-week stretch,
Okay,
Wait a minute, on the 3rd.
so that we kind of
June.
group these together, so we're not spread out throughout the month.
Right, and Mayor, is there a
This is summer
possibility
month.
we could do Thursday, the 25th? I think I'm gonna have family in town the first part of that week.
I don't know that, we've got a lot going on and we're, might be short-staffed and we've got red, white, and boom, so that's gonna put a lot of strain
So you're
on
gonna do it on the 23rd.
those that are involved in that, including the city manager.
So the 23rd?
Yeah.
Tuesday? That
You
one?
think you think you can't do it on the 23rd,
I think that's a definite possibility,
but you can't,
correct?
okay? What about the 18th, the morning of the 18th? Can anybody do it the morning at 10 o'clock on the 18th?
I can do that one.
Okay, can we do that? Commissioner Burton, everybody good on that?
I'm sorry, for what?
The 18th at 10 o'clock in the morning,
This is June?
Now,
June.
as far as staff goes,
Yeah.
that afternoon, that
It's
evening
planning and
is
zoning.
planning and zoning,
But that's
correct?
why we're doing it at 10.
Oh, that's right, they didn't want to do that.
Morning's fine, Mayor.
Do you have an agenda yet for that meeting?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, you do? Okay.
10 a.m. would be fine, Mayor.
Okay. If everybody's good with that, okay, let's move on. So we've given you 3 dates.
You're good, thank you very much, I appreciate that. We'll see where that gets us, we'll be good, we'll be the whole
Okay.
city this year.
Let's move on, we've got, before,
What time are we doing on the 18th?
on the 18th, we're doing it at 10 o'clock. 10 a.m. Okay, so let's move on to our approval of our minutes. Everyone has minutes in front of them. You've had a chance to look through these minutes. I must say, these minutes, thank you,
I
y'all
thought we were
did,
incredible.
you did a great job on these minutes.
They look great,
I was very impressed.
nice one-liners.
We have, so what you have in front of you, you have April 9th, 2026 City Commission meeting, at 6. Do we have, yeah, at 6 p.m., so,
I move that we approve the April 9th, 2026 regular commission meeting minutes
okay,
as presented.
as presented. Okay, we have a proper motion, do I have a second?
I'll second, and Mayor, I have a question.
Okay,
I sent this morning corrections and additions to the city manager, and I asked him to distribute them to the commission. Were those received? I have no idea.
Who did it?
The clerk did not receive those.
Yeah, they don't.
Commissioner DeVito's
Did you get it?
corrections to you?
I have no idea. I didn't know who was functioning as clerk. I sent them to the city manager. I told him yesterday I would send them. I sent them this morning.
Oh, we didn't get them.
Okay,
we didn't get them, so right now I currently have, a motion for approval as presented and a second. Is there any other discussion on that?
Well, I have 2 corrections for these minutes that I would suggest. On page 5, under the fire station architect services, says the city manager presented the proposed architectural services contract. It doesn't mention Mr. Taylor reviewed the contract and took questions from the city commission and city attorney. I would suggest that we add that because that was a significant part of the meeting. As well, on page 7, under firework contribution and contract approval, said city manager Martin presented firework contracts proposals from Santori Fireworks. I would suggest adding for Red, White, and Boom at the end, and possibly for New Year's Eve, if the yacht club can commit to fundraising for the cost, because it does not say what they were.
Ma'am,
Okay,
yes.
yes,
Do you know the date that you said that, Commissioner DeVito?
This morning.
she said this morning,
What time this morning?
10:37. I mean, it's
Commissioner,
kind of moves at this point.
Commissioner Lori, you made a motion, you have a motion as presented. So do you want to amend your motion? Or to include those 2, or you want to go forward with your motion? With your motion, okay, we currently have a motion and a second. I'm gonna do a roll call if we can, please.
Commissioner DeVito,
So
He's got a
additions are
motion,
not
no, he's
accepted.
got a motion
Oh,
right now
no.
as presented.
Vice Mayor Lori,
Aye.
Commissioner Moore,
Aye.
Commissioner
Aye.
Barton, Mayor Myers.
Aye,
Thank you.
okay, those are so approved. Okay, let's move on to the next one. We've got April 15th, 2026. This is a special meeting. No,
No,
this was a workshop.
That's a workshop.
I apologize, it's a workshop.
No,
I've got here, so
no.
we've got, I think, 2 separate.
Yeah, the special meeting and a workshop.
Yes, special meeting and a workshop.
And the special meeting minutes for barely anything to them because that was a closed session,
Right.
correct? So I move that we approve the Wednesday, October 15th, City Commission special meeting minutes as presented.
Okay, we have a proper motion to approve those. Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay, we have a proper motion from Commissioner Lori to approve the minutes as presented and a second by Commissioner Burton. Do we have any further discussion?
Commissioner Burton,
Aye.
Commissioner Moore,
Aye.
Vice Mayor Lori,
Aye.
Commissioner DeVito,
Aye.
Mayor Myers.
Aye.
So approved.
Okay, we're gonna move on to the April 22nd, I'm sorry.
Workshop.
we got the workshop, April 15th, 2026 workshop.
And where is that?
April 22nd. Is it
Yeah,
April
I am.
2/2, April 2/2, correct?
April
April
15th,
15th.
three-way
April
meeting.
15th.
April 15th, is that what was provided?
I'm working off
That
of 2
was-
different
yeah.
ones, so
Yeah.
I
What was
apologize.
our closed session?
Right.
Yeah.
This was the workshop.
This was a workshop.
Yeah.
Okay, so can I get a motion, please?
I move that we approve the City Commission workshop minutes from April 15th.
I'll second.
Okay, we have a proper motion and a second. Do we have any further discussion?
Wait a minute, these are the workshop minutes, not
Yes.
the special meeting minutes.
Workshop.
Workshop minutes.
3
Okay.
p.m. on
We
the
talked about the
15th.
golf course and the e-bikes and crossing locations.
Okay, that's fine.
Commissioner DeVito,
Aye.
Vice Mayor Lori,
Aye.
Commissioner Moore,
Aye.
Commissioner Burton,
Aye.
Mayor Myers.
Aye.
So approved.
Now the 22nd.
Now we're going to the April 22nd commission workshop at 1 PM.
That was one I did.
That was the one we did.
I move that we approve the April 22nd workshop minutes as presented.
I'll second.
We have a proper motion and a second. Do we have any discussion? No discussion? Madam Clerk, the April 22nd workshop.
Who's seconded, Mayor?
Me.
Commissioner
Commissioner
Thank you
Burton.
very much. Commissioner Burton,
Aye.
Commissioner Moore,
Aye.
Vice Mayor Lori,
Aye.
Commissioner DeVito,
Aye.
Mayor Myers.
Aye,
So approved.
so approved. Now we're gonna go to the April 22nd
Special meeting.
special meeting that was immediately following that.
Which I did choose.
Which you did that also. Okay, I need a motion.
I move that we approve the April 22nd special meeting minutes as presented.
Okay? Do I have a second?
Second.
So I have a motion, a second, Commissioner DeVito.
Yeah, I have a question about that.
Okay?
It doesn't list anyone from the fire department being there. It's my memory that that was Captain Demaduke. And, these were my chief, wasn't he there?
He was there.
And then on the second page, it says Fire Chief Joe Razor's report. I don't think he was there. He's not listed in the roll call, and I think that Captain Demaduke was there and spoke to us because he had to wait all through the workshop because of
Oh,
a
no,
problem
we
with
said
the
it, yeah.
advertisement.
Or we
The
said it
city
was-
manager spoke on
Right.
behalf of, Joe Razor's report.
Okay, but so it's very confusing, but it's my understanding that Captain Demaduke was there. Shouldn't he be included in the roll call?
Yeah,
Yes.
I think so.
Okay, so do you want-
He actually was not here he was not here during the roll call. He came after because he had to leave.
Right.
And I called him when we were getting closer to the time when he needed to be here.
But
he was here for the
then-
special
But
meeting.
he was here for the meeting.
Special
I just
meeting.
not-
So will you amend, do you want
Yes,
to,
I'm
you want to
amending my
change your
motion.
motion? Okay, to include that?
To include the change.
And
To
also,
include Mr. Demaduke. Captain
shouldn't we say fire chief's report given by the city manager?
I don't know, care about that.
Well, it sounds like he was here and wasn't.
So you just amended it to include
To
in
include
the
Captain
roll call?
Demaduke in the
Okay,
roll call.
we have a
And
proper,
my second's good.
okay, you have a proper motion and a second. If you would please do a roll call.
Commissioner Burton,
Aye.
Commissioner Moore,
Aye.
Vice Mayor Lori,
Aye.
Commissioner DeVito,
No.
Mayor Myers.
Aye.
So approved.
Okay. Thank you. Let's move on to the city manager's report. Is there any questions on the city manager's report? Do you have anything that you need to share with us?
Yes, just an update, on a couple of important things, historic FDOT signs that you all approved, should have been delivered, already, but I'm anticipating actually receiving them by tomorrow. We'll be given a call to the company, to see, get an updated status. We already started our citywide tree canopy lift. We did end up saving the $4,000 as I promised I would try to do. So instead of having it be 12,000, we are only spending 8,000. Public Works and I came up with a plan to utilize that material.
I need to ask you a question. Go ahead.
I'm sorry, is that the guy with the green lift thing that's driving around town?
I believe so.
Okay, I just wondered, because there's no markings on any of his vehicles, I was
Okay.
just wondering
Okay.
if that's who that was, because he drove by my house today, and I'm just like, what was going on?
And maybe one of the vehicles, I haven't seen his fleet.
He was down on South Prospect today whenever I drove out. So I'm just, and
I think it was by the,
I did get an additional insured, I got us on the insurance.
okay, so the only concern I have is that I saw them, when are our guys picking up their debris? Because I saw the two guys and they took logs and they were throwing them up on people's property. So when are our guys coming behind them?
We have it
Because
now.
otherwise you're gonna get some complaints.
I agree, 100%. My discussion and my wish, and what I had talked with Public Works about was making sure that we went daily. So for you to tell me they were loading without our guys being there, they were supposed to give us a note of where they were based on the map that we had. So I will get with Keith tomorrow.
I
and
can't
make sure they
guarantee
start.
it was them, but whenever I was driving
Okay.
out, I saw them in the middle of the road and they were up above in the canopy.
Okay,
And I saw them pick up
They're-
and threw
they're-
them on.
there's supposed to be a very coordinated effort. I will check tomorrow on that. Thank you for bringing that to my attention.
Just making sure that they're coordinating with us.
Yes, ma'am.
no, I was trying to figure out that's what.
Yeah.
I think when we came back from Malacca on Wednesday, they were down on, Grand Rondo East, and I was wondering who that was, but then they came by the house.
But that stuff is still out there, when you want to.
That was it.
Yeah, it's still over there.
Okay,
So they would be done. Okay, all right, it'll be addressed. Thank you. Thank you for letting me know. One of the biggest things I put in here, I wanted to let you all know way ahead of time. I'll get to it. It's under the water section, or wastewater.
Mhm.
Let me get there.
Think about the new requirements.
Upcoming on the radar, if you scroll to that, the city's existing permit expires in February 2027, and all required documents and plans for the upcoming cycle have to be completed by August of this year.
Right.
2 new components are now required in the submission cycle. That's power outage contingency plan. That plan requires a detailed inventory of all of our lift stations, associated backup generators and power failures. All the responsible personnel as well, and maps of our station have to be updated. Due to file size limitations, emailing these maps, the city's gonna have to obtain a Diamond Map subscription. And so that, along with the collection system action plan, the 5-year plan, are the 2 new items. I'm just bringing this to you all because we're gonna have to incorporate these in our upcoming discussions for our budget cycle.
Well, Diamond Maps is really cheap,
It's not crazy expensive,
$40.
but it costs money. And
$40 a month for an enterprise for our, because they base it on the top size of town. I looked at it today.
correct,
So for a 2,500 population town, which we're not even, it's $40
a month.
a month.
Right.
So I mean, and that's for enterprise, that's for everybody to have a login, so the men in the field can use it, and someone on the computer here can be adding the lines, and so it really seems like it. And it's really something that we should have had a long time ago.
I think the biggest cost is gonna be in our smoke detection.
Yeah.
And that's where we're gonna spend some money, is the smoke testing, and of course, the communication with the public, and making sure that everybody is aware of what's happening, what's going on. So those are things that I wanted to bring your attention. We have to require our we have to finish the required FTP templates for both the power outage contingency and the collection plan. And we're gonna work with Midtower and CPH to finalize a couple of these things as well.
Because it doesn't say that we have to have power at every lift station, we just have to have a plan.
We have to have a contingency
We have to
plan,
have it.
Which we have, we just don't have it written down,
correct,
technically,
correct.
because we've had that since 2004 when we drive around with the generator.
Yeah.
Pump them down.
The generator.
Next, another hot topic is the Central Business District. I want to bring that up next week. That's going to be a discussion at P&Z. And so they've updated mapping, they have a plan. I will be putting out, circulating to you all tomorrow, the Q&A or the fact sheet that was put together for that. So you all can see that, and then if, with your permission, I'd like to also put it on our website as soon as possible and share it on Facebook page, if that's okay.
Yeah, I think that's important.
Okay,
As well as for the minimum maintenance standards, which is that's what we discussed at the workshop.
Right, you're supposed to get that out so that we can you go ahead and get that out so that we can hear that at the June minimum maintenance standards?
Oh, yes, and to update you on that, I had a note on here to update you, so, again, thank you for helping me find the digital file. About 50% complete with getting it up to date. What I'm gonna do as well is I've also tracked all the changes, so you all can see the original file, and I'll also save and have an accepted file, which is a clean file, and then we can decide what to do from there. I can put that up on the site or whatever you wish.
But we need to make sure that we
I
have.
don't know if y'all want time to review it, and then we have our next meeting and bring that up again. Okay, sounds good.
Move on,
Anything else?
move on.
No, nothing else unless there was anything you all saw. I don't have anything else. It's all in there.
Okay,
I have a question for the city manager,
yes,
so, and for the rest of the commission. So aren't we supposed to do at some point a year-end evaluation for the city manager?
we are, and that needs to come up on the June. I was gonna bring that up in the commission portion. We probably need to do that in June because his anniversary is, oh, yeah. No, it's
Well,
May, I think it's
That was
May.
true, right? Derek, we're talking about you. When were you hired?
Well, I was hired in
What
May,
day
started
did
in
you start?
June 2nd.
Yeah,
Okay.
June 2nd.
yeah.
well, I guess my question is, usually the city manager circulates a draft, a form, whatever form we used, and then we usually come back and say, do we want to use that form? Based on our experience last year, could we start there?
Well, we did one on him 6 months ago, so he
Right.
had one 6 months ago, and that's the form that we used. So
I don't remember the form, because to me, I'm fine waiting until July to do the city manager's evaluation. It's in the middle of our budget process. I don't see a rush to do it in June.
For its anniversary.
It's, yeah, he might, because I think there's some
Right.
language in there and in his contract.
Well, it's up
It
to
also
him.
can be
But
retroactive.
yes, it can be
It can be
retroactive.
retroactive, but,
You're also supposed to give a raise after 90 days.
I don't even know if it's really a requirement. I was just asking Don, I was looking up my contract and I don't know. I'm fine whenever it takes place. If it takes place, we can have the discussion. We have a lot of business to take care of.
Do it next year, then,
Yeah,
because that'll
perfect.
save us some money.
Perfect,
I
exactly.
will, thank you,
Exactly.
Commissioner.
Thank you.
Okay, we have approximately, 6 minutes. So
We have exactly.
we have exactly 6 minutes, not even quite 6 minutes. We actually have 5 minutes. So we've got, I guess we have commission budget balances.
Yes, I put that in here because I think moving forward, and I've discussed this with Steve, there's a few things that we're gonna be adding to the financial documents on every meeting. Of course, you did have, the latest and greatest, which is a up-to-date March, is that correct, Steve, on our expenditures?
Yes.
Yeah, expenditures, okay. So what we're gonna be adding on there as well is what you all have left in your budgets. We'll start it out, of course, next year, starting in October, but every month you'll have a balance sheet, seeing where you're at. So you have lots of training
I
and
can tell you.
travel. So
Wait.
that's where it's at.
Wait, I have one question.
Yes.
So we are supposed to have the March financials?
Yeah, they're in the.
They're in the report, yes, ma'am.
If you click on-
They're not mine.
Okay.
They're not printed.
Okay,
They're online, but they're not printed.
I apologize.
Okay, so, but they're there, all right. Okay, that answers that. Okay, and then, Mayor, are we on commission?
We're on commission.
Okay. Y'all, could I raise one issue?
Yes, please do.
Okay, so, this has to do with, I guess, history and things in our parks. It came to my attention a couple years ago when I did a presentation for the Historic Society, that a Mr. Don Coward, was a city employee for 45 years and had a business, several businesses in town. He is Donnell Wilhide's, was Donnell Wilhide's father.
Okay.
He's Cody Frank's grandfather. Anyway, he was responsible for most of the ornamental plantings in Eagle Lion Park. And I just would like y'all to read this information, and I would like us to consider putting a plaque to him in Eagle Lion Park to recognize his efforts. So I don't have any specific cost, I just wanted to share this information
Okay.
with the rest of the commission, and I talked to his surviving daughter, Donnell Wilhide, and she said she would be very pleased if we would do that.
You wanna work on that and give us a price? Can you work on that and give us a price
Yes.
and what you wanna do and where we're gonna put it? I know
That's
the
not my
veterans,
forte.
have spoken to me, and they're looking at how we could do some lighting for our flag also out there.
Solar
And
lights are
solar
much
lights,
better now.
and we need to also add solar lights to our new signs for right now. And you were gonna put the planters, they've been painted, at least, that's the first coat's on there,
Yes, that was just a
the
primer.
primer, so, but it does look
Oh, yeah, they
for
look,
right
yeah,
now.
it does.
So,
It makes them
we
look,
put the planters that Melanie recommended, so, so Commissioner, DeVito, you're good? Okay.
I'm good,
Okay.
we do have this.
I
item.
do want to bring this was brought to my attention today.
Yeah.
And just so that y'all, I just want to make sure everybody has a copy. Did you get a copy of this? We've got some stuff out there on, of course, social media, which is always such a pleasant place for all of us. But there's some misinformation about that this was done quietly, and it wasn't. It was quite public. And there were several meetings, but just in case, I wanted to make everybody aware that this is on that, and it's on that, also on that other special one, what's happening in and around Crescent City. So just in case somebody comes to you and talks to you, it's, it was not done quietly,
and we didn't raise our salary,
and we didn't raise our salary.
but we lowered our salaries.
The discussion was on three
Yeah.
meetings, agendas,
Right.
and on 2 city manager reports.
And there are quite a few, and it's how you decide to do it. and it wasn't a decision we made, it's a decision
It's been a long time.
that was made a long time ago on our behalf. But as we go forward, we can adjust it if we need to, but there's other commissions around municipalities that provide the same opportunity for their commissioners as well. So that's just something that as we go forward, I just wanted to make sure though that everybody sees this in case I'm not on this, but it was brought to my attention and I don't want you blindsided by something by this. So anyway, that's all I have. And we've got 15 seconds. Okay.
So this brings up the issue, there's an error in the Muni code, there was the mistake done, our salaries were adjusted in the Muni code. We need to correct that.
It has been fixed.
It's
addressed.
been corrected, it's been corrected, yeah.
It's been corrected.
Okay, so Muni code has.
It's been
Okay,
updated.
we are at 10
I move
o'clock.
we adjourn.
We have a proper motion
Second.
and a second. All in favor? Aye. Okay. Thank you all for being here.
I move we extend so I can have comments.
Do you need comments?
You need to have a voice.
Hold on, you took it for real for a second there, yeah.
I would yield to Ms. Burke.